is start with your inside elbow up. By having your inside elbow up, it'll keep you and the quarterback from having a fumble, because if your inside elbow is down, if you were the quarterback, you can see the ball would hit the inside elbow. So you'll always have your inside elbow to the quarterback up. You'll have your elbow as high as you can with your pinky pointing to the sky so that your pocket will be as big as possible. You'll then put your right hand or your outside hand across your belly button so that it's touching. As soon as you feel the ball hit your stomach, you're going to close that pocket and then roll over the ball. So can you try to demonstrate how to take the hand off? So inside elbow up, you want it touching though. You want to have it as close to your chest as you can and have your bottom, okay, perfect. You have a good sized pocket there. So now, as soon as you feel it, you close your hands over the ball and then you roll over, putting your shoulder pads square down so that you are successfully covering the football. Perfect. So today's lesson is how to successfully complete a running play in football as the running back. So what we're going to do is go over the 3 steps that you'll need to learn to be able to successfully do so. The first one is taking the football and the handoff so that you actually get the ball in a secure place to start. The next step is to then cover the ball securely through the line of scrimmage. And the third step is to run with the ball securely away from oncoming defenders. So how you'll be assessed for this is a checklist that I will be completing after we finish the entire instruction. And then on Monday you'll have an idea of exactly how you did with everything and then can perform the tasks again at home. But before we get started, I want to show you a video of one of the best running backs in the history of football, Barry Sanders. So now that you've seen the video of Barry Sanders running the ball, can you tell me a little bit about your background knowledge of football in general?
Sure, yeah. I watch football. I've played occasionally, but not organized football.
Okay.
And I don't know how to actually hold the ball
Okay.
through a line. That's good.
So this will be your first time actually going over, kind of like how to technically do it correctly? So coming from a more of a terminology standpoint, how familiar are you or comfortable with football terms like the line of scrimmage, securing the ball, fumble, touchdown, etc.?
I'm very comfortable with all of those terms.
Okay, so you've heard of all of those different terms?
I have.
Okay, great. So now that I have a sense for where your background knowledge is, we'll just go straight into the actual instruction. So like I said, there's 3 steps where you'll first learn to take the football, then secure the football, and then burst away through the line of scrimmage with the ball securely in hand. So the first thing you'll want to do is create a pocket for the football. To create a pocket, when you're standing next to the quarterback, you'll need to have your inside elbow up. You want to have as big as a pocket as possible, and you want your pinky on your inside elbow to be facing the sky so that it ensures that the pocket will be wide open. If your pinky's down, it brings your forearm down and closes your pocket. So your inside elbow will be up and flat to your chest, and then your bottom elbow will be just over your belly button like this. And then how it'll work is you'll come towards the quarterback who will hand you the ball, and then you'll place it on their stomach, and then when it hits the stomach, you close your arms over the ball. So that's the first step. So can you show me how to make a pocket? So I'm on your inside here. you're going to want your inside elbow to be the one that's up towards the quarterback. Perfect. And have it flat towards your chest. And then on the bottom, perfect. So now come towards me, and when you feel the ball hit your stomach, close the pocket over it. Perfect. So we'll start again. So we're going to do each action 3 times. So make your pocket, have the pinky up, perfect, and then close it when it hits your chest. So we'll do it one more time. Inside elbow up, hits it, you secure the ball. Great. So now that you've actually got the ball, we'll go to the second step. And this is securing the ball as you go through the line of scrimmage so that nobody can take it from you when there's a lot of hands and different things kind of fray, so to speak. So when you've got the ball, the first thing you want to do after you've got the ball is put your shoulders down and roll over the ball and keep your head up as you just move forward through the line of scrimmage. So you've got the ball, put your shoulders down and keep your head up so you can see where you're going and move forward through the line of scrimmage. Perfect. So we'll do it again. You've got the ball secured, you get your shoulders rolled over, keep your head up. There it is. And one last time. Okay, great. So now that you have gotten your way through the line of scrimmage, you're going to need to break away and run faster because obviously when your arms are like this, you can't go as fast as you want to. So what you do is you will then need to run with the ball in one arm. So in order to run with the ball in one arm, you have to secure all of the pressure points on the ball to make sure that none of them are out for the defender to be able to hit. So there are 4 pressure points: the nose, and then the 2 sides. So to secure those, you want to put the ball first in between your 2 fingers here like this, so that you have 1 pressure point on your forearm, 1 between your fingers, 1 in your elbow, and then the last one on the side will come across your chest. So after you make your way through the line of scrimmage, you're going to run and cradle the ball along your side here and make sure that this pressure point never gets exposed. And you also want to make sure that you keep your elbow down so that they can't see the ball from behind. So you're essentially going to just cradle the ball through the line of scrimmage and run as fast as you can towards the end zone. So can you first show me how to secure the ball? So you have the 4 pressure points. Where are the 4 pressure points?
All right, so right here, and the 2 sides.
Yep. All right, so you've got 1 secured between your fingers there. You got 1 on your forearm, 1 on the elbow, and then perfect, the last one's on your chest. So now, if you were to run, how would you cradle the ball? Perfect. And you've got, let's see, all 4 covered, and you're moving it along the inside of your body, so it's exactly where it needs to be. So that's great. So you can just do that 3 times for me, just give it a couple of different cradles. So just secure it first, and then, awesome. And now secure it again. Perfect. And then one last time. Okay, so now that you've learned how to take the handoff and how to secure the ball through the line of scrimmage, we're just going to do all 3 steps together so it's like a successful running play. So if you could just stand a little bit further back, like right here. Perfect. So first step is to create your pocket. Make it a little bit bigger. You want to make sure that it's as big as possible. When the ball touches your stomach, close over it. Now continue through the line of scrimmage, and then you're going to put the ball in one arm. Perfect. And then cradle it as you run. That's great. So now we'll do it again, but this time I'm not going to give any pointers. So I'll let you know how it was after it's finished. So here we go. Okay, that time was good, except for when you were cradling, your elbow went a little bit more out instead of keeping it locked into the side. So let's do it one more time where your pocket is good, you closed over perfectly, but then this time make sure you keep your elbow locked so that the last pressure point is good. Let's start a little bit further back. Okay, perfect. Okay, that was good, except for at the start, the pocket was a little bit too small. So this time we're just going to do all 3 steps and you're going to get it completely right. So make sure that your pocket's closed and tight to your body, that your arms are touching your chest and your stomach. All right, perfect. All right, you have just successfully completed your first running play. And the next time we meet, I will give you a checklist of exactly what was perfect and what wasn't, and you can practice that at home.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Brad. I thought I did a pretty good job as far as having a clear learning objective, um, having the student, modeling for the student, and then having the student perform the actions that I was modeling. And I think that for the most part, just got a little bit lucky with picking something that I knew pretty well, that I knew kind of how to outline it and how to clearly and effectively explain that to somebody else. Um, for the reteaching, I think something that I missed was to check the student for his previous knowledge, to figure out whether or not the terminology that I was using, because terminology in football is very specific. It was important for me to check in the redesign to make sure that he actually understood what the terms were, and that he knew kind of just basic background football information, because a lot of the things that I talk about in the video you would know if you were a football fan, and or just were very interested in the sport itself. But if not, you might not really be able to follow along with exactly what I was telling him in regards to the size of his pocket and etc. Another good thing in the redesign was showing a video of Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders is one of the most well respected and potentially the best running back of all time. And when I was looking through YouTube videos to try to find an example of a running back to show, um, he actually did all the steps correctly. You'd be surprised how many professional running backs aren't actually maybe necessarily carrying the ball the most securely of ways. So being able to show that kind of a clip with some exciting highlights really provided some motivation for the student. And that kind of motivation is going to be really important going down the line to keep students engaged in the classroom. Uh, all in all, I really ended up using a lot of different theories. Sociocognitive theory, where I do the modeling of the different actions so that he gets an example of exactly how to do it and then can see that and then try to practice it. And cognitive theory, when he was actually performing the action after seeing me model it. Essentially, he was getting sort of physical muscle memory going on through the cognitive kind of theory, and then also understanding the reason behind the actions and cognitively processing those reasons too. And then ultimately you see sociocultural theory kind of at the end of the video, and a little bit as you're watching the teaching video, simply because the student's repeating each action multiple times, each of the actions that lead up to the successful completion of the task. And as he's repeating these actions, he's starting to internalize the actions. And you can see at the very end of the video, he's able to successfully complete a running play without my guidance. And being able to do it without my guidance after repeated actions shows that he's internalized it, and that's one of the skills that is part of the sociocultural theory. So I think I succeeded as far as teaching the student how to successfully complete a running play. Although it's a very simple task to complete, um, in the redesign, I think I was more effective than the original time around. But like I said before, I think I was lucky to have kind of already explained learning objectives, etc. when I did the original video, because I didn't know that that was even a thing. So I'm really excited with how it all went, and yeah, that's about it.